Hello students, hope everyone is doing well. This is time for your science class. But before starting today, I want to say something to the parents. There are few doubts which parents have regarding the subject matter and question answers. So I would like to clear those doubts. First doubt is that parents are worried that I am teaching from old versions book, from last year's book. So I want to clear it that either I am teaching from old book but the subject matter is same. So no need to worry about that. And another thing is about the topic agriculture, which I have taught to you, the stages of agriculture. In old versions book, the step 4 given in stages of agriculture, in new book it is on number 5, and the step 5 in old book, in new book it is on number 4, means both the steps are interchanged. So I want to clear that in both ways it is right, because both the steps like irrigation of crops and spraying of chemicals, both steps go hand in hand, both go parallel. So in both ways, in both books it is right. Okay, and another thing was about question number 5. Last time I have given 6 questions to you, and on question number 5 the question was explain different stages of germination, but in your book it is explain different stages of agriculture. I have changed this question. I have changed because that day I did not have new book, so I did not want any another chaos, any another doubt. So that is why I have changed. But today I will explain that question also. But you all have to do this question also, because this is also very important question. Okay, so today I will describe the answer of that question which is in your book, question number 5, explain different stages of agriculture. So it is my request to all the parents that please cooperate with us in this tough time. It is very hard time for all of us, and with our collective efforts we can help our children. So nothing is being taught wrong to your children. So please cooperate with us. Okay, thank you parents. Now let's start with our today's lecture. Today we will start our next chapter, chapter number 2. Okay, in chapter 1 we have learned about growing plants. We grow plants for food and for other purposes. We grow plants for food, but why do we need food? We need food to grow and to live, to remain healthy. We eat a variety of food items. We eat different types of food items, and we get this food from plants and from animals. For example, we get our vegetables, we get our fruits, cereals, grains from plants, and we get milk, egg, cheese, ghee, butter from animals. So we get our food from plants as well as from animals to remain healthy. So we have to take proper diet to remain healthy, and if we will not take proper diet, what will happen? We may fall ill. So in this chapter we will learn about food and its components, about balanced diet, and about diseases. Okay, so the topics which we will cover in this chapter, those are food and its components, balanced diet, and diseases. Okay, so our second chapter is food and health. So let's start with it. First topic is food and its components. First of all, we should understand what is the meaning of components. What do you mean by food components? Our food comprises 5 main components, 5 main nutrients. Okay, and those are carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals. And along with these 5 nutrients, water and roughage. Roughage is also known as dietary fibers. Water and roughage, these are also very important nutrients, means important part of our diet. So these are the components of food. These 5 nutrients, these are the components of the food. Okay, so we need all these components in proper amount, in adequate amount to remain healthy. Means some components are required in large quantities and some components are required in small quantities. Means we need very few of it. Okay, so we will learn about these. So first of all, let's read it from the book. Food contains 5 main components: carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins and minerals. Our body needs all these components in adequate amounts to remain healthy. The sources and functions of 5 main components of food are listed in the table. Here is the table. First is carbohydrate. What is its function? Why do we require it? And what are the sources? Means from where do we get these carbohydrates? In which food items these are present? Carbohydrates provide us energy. Okay, and we get carbohydrates from our cereals, from grains, means from wheat, from rice, from maize. Okay, from fruits also, and from sweet things, means the things which have sugar in them. So we get carbohydrate from these things. So these are the sources of carbohydrates: bread, rice, wheat, fruits, sugar, potato, corn. These are the sources. Sometimes when you feel low, when you are tired, when you then if you eat a piece of chocolate or a candy, then you feel energetic. Why? Because it has chocolate or candy, it has sugar in them. Okay, and sugar has carbohydrates in them. So carbohydrates provide us energy. Okay, so the function is it provides energy to the body, and sources are cereals, fruits, and anything which is sweet in taste. Okay, which has sugar in it. Next are fats. Fats helps to keep the body warm, means it acts as a fuel in our body. Okay, and we get fat from ghee, from butter, from cheese, from cream, from dry fruits and from oil. Okay, these are the sources of fats, and our body needed to keep the temperature of body to keep the temperature warm, to keep our body warm. Okay, so fats are very necessary for our body, but in adequate amount. If we eat a lot of fats, then fats will deposit in our body, and that is harmful for our body, because some heart diseases may be there if fat is deposited, and other diseases are also be there. Okay, so fats are needed, but not in very large amount. Okay, so fats act as fuel in our body. In winters, it is trend in India, in Punjab especially, that we make special food items like it is in Punjabi, it is called gajar ka halwa, pinni, etc. And we put lot of ghee and dry fruits in it. Why? Because in winter temperature is very low, and to keep ourselves warm, to keep ourselves energetic, we eat these kind of items. Okay, we eat these kind of items. So fats act as fuel in our body. It helps to keep our body warm. Next are proteins. Proteins are also very essential because it helps in growth and in muscle building. Means it helps to build new tissues. It helps in proper functioning of the body. So growing children need more protein in their diet, because it helps them to grow. If any body cell or tissues they are damaged, then proteins help to repair those tissues. And the sources are chicken, fish, eggs, milk, cheese, pulses and soya bean. Next is vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are needed in very small amount for normal functioning of the body. It helps to protect us from diseases. It helps us in keeping eyes, gums and bones in good shape. Okay, it helps us to fight with the diseases. Vitamins are of many types: vitamin A, B, C, D, K. Okay, these are the vitamins. For example, vitamin A is good for our eyes, so we should include vitamins also in our diet. Okay, and we get vitamins and minerals from vegetables and fruits. Next is minerals. Minerals are used by our body to perform various functions. For example, calcium, iodine, phosphorus, these are the major minerals which are required by our body. For example, calcium is required for the for strong bones. So vitamins and minerals, these are very essential. These are required for normal functioning of the body, and these help us to prevent from diseases, to fight against diseases. Okay, and the sources are fruits and vegetables, fish, eggs and milk. So this is all about the food and its components, and along with it we require water and roughage also. We should drink plenty of water, and we should include dietary fibers also, means roughage also, in our food, because these help to pass the food easily through the digestive system, and these also help to remove the waste material from our body. Okay, so these also help us for the proper functioning of the body. So we should also include this in our diet. We get roughage or dietary fiber from whole wheat, from dalia, from corn, from cabbage or any other leafy vegetable. For example, spinach, it has lot of roughage in it, it has lot of dietary fiber in it. And we also need a lot of water. We need to drink a lot of water in a day. Okay, because it helps the food to pass easily through the digestive system. So that was all about water and roughage. So that is all about today. Now come to chapter 1, topic agriculture. The question which I told you that in the starting that was left, that question number 5 in your new book, describe the stages of agriculture. I have made it question number 7. Okay, so you have to, after doing those 6 questions which I have given you earlier, you have to write question number 7, describe the stages of agriculture, and the answer is here under the topic agriculture. Start from here. The practice of growing plants on a large scale for food and other purposes is called agriculture, and plants that are grown in large quantities are called crops. Crops need water and nutrients from the soil to grow well. Nutrients are provided by manures and fertilizers. Farmers have to do a lot of practices to grow crops. Stages of agriculture are, and after this there are 6 stages in your book. You have to write it by putting number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, so this is the answer of question number 7. Means it is in your book, it is on number 5, but you have to make it number 7. Okay, so in next video we will start with balanced diet. Till then, thank you and have a nice day.